going to take 3 seasons, so it'll be ready to go next year. That might be a worthwhile endeavor, actually. Let's do it. Let's upgrade. Nope, I turned off building mode. Let's upgrade the set center. We're still stockpiling money. It's only $100 now instead of 1,000, but that's fine. We'll end the season. Look at that, 95% reliability on the component. Rocket broke 80%. The probe's up to 60%. That's good. This rocket almost did 80% already. Beautiful. Launch the mission. Skip to the outcome. It's only worth 250 prestige. But just like everything else, you get carryover by doing things in order. You'll notice too, like, why is this probe so hard to research? Because we've skipped. So it takes us extra time to research this probe. For me, in this case, it is worth that skipping. But just be aware that skipping is going to kind of cost you, right? Even with probes, not just with rockets. Speaking of rockets, how are we looking? 83.5 on the booster, 82.2. This 83.5 tells me we can unlock the next one, the Gina. It's going to cost $39.90. We can afford it, but barely. So let's stop for a second before you do and realize if you do that right now, you can't do anything else. You can't schedule your mission. You can't assign people for training. You're not going to have the money. Actually, you can assign people for training. You can go in the negatives to send people for training. But you can't run the mission. And frankly, running the mission is going to be more important as far as I'm concerned. So let's go. The next one is experimental flight test. Let's make sure that we have an astronaut available. We do not. So Carl Newell, let's send you for continuous training up to 90%. Okay. What's our best astronaut look like? 71. I don't want to use him. He's not good enough for me. I deserve better. So we're not going to launch a mission this season, or we're not going to launch that mission this season, I should say. Let's see who's idle here. Rocket, 2 rocket researchers, 2 space probe. The space probe people already looked at. Let's send them for training. The 2 rocket people, though, we didn't. So let's go ahead and make sure we have our best rocket people. The 2 remainders will go in for training. And you might be tempted to end it there. But we're going to go back here for a second because I'm going to show you something. This rocket is above 80% reliability. It's probably not going to be used. It doesn't really have the lifting capacity. It might get used for a few small things, but for the most part, this rocket's not going to get used for anything. So you could have these people here working on researching it, but what's the trade-off? As far as I'm concerned, nothing. So I'm not going to have them research. I'm actually going to send them back in for training and be ready that much sooner. Okay, so now we're not going to schedule a mission. Oh, I was going to say, why is mission control upgraded? It's already upgraded. Okay, good. So mission control is upgraded. Good, we can hire there. We're going to take care of that. Can we afford to open the rocket program? I don't think we can. I think it was like $4 grand, right? $39.90. Oh, $20 shy. Darn it. Can we pull someone out of training? Do we get the money back if we do? Because we can always assign them to training. No, we don't get the money back, so that was just a complete waste of money. Oops. Oh well. Well, now we know. I never tried that before. I didn't know if you got money back from that, but apparently you don't. Okay, so we need to hire more people, but we also need to assign people for training. Alberto Ferro, his backup is obviously crew and payloads. There we go. Evan Moser. It looks like mission operations. It is. Felix Whitson. I have no idea what your backup was. Crew and payloads. Gregory Anderson. You are a flight director. 67767. Which of you is the better flight director? Jesse Mize is okay. So Gregory Anderson can go back for training. Jesse Mize I'm going to leave out because next season we're going to have an astronaut available, which reminds me I need a propulsion person available, and I sent them for training. Another waste of money, right? Evan Moser, you're going to stay out of training. What is it we need? This is where things get a little sometimes hard to keep track of, right? You got to kind of plan ahead a little bit. Booster, GNC, crew, and flight director. Okay. We're holding a flight director back. We're holding propulsion back. We'll hold crew and payloads back. We don't need a spacecraft systems. Levi Lopez, your backup was propulsion. We don't need both crew and payloads to hang back. Lane is a 73% in the secondary skill. Louise is only a 71. Louise will resume training in their secondary. Marcus Trejo is a flight director. We already have a flight director being held back, so spacecraft systems is your lowest. I don't think I hit it. There we go. Ricky Pierre. You what, trajectory GNC? As a backup? Yes. We don't need mission ops. Okay. And Seth Brenner's trajectory and GNC. So propulsion, trajectory, crew and payloads, and flight director. That's the flight crew we need for the next mission. So we'll hold them back. Our astronaut will be out of his rest period next season. So that's fine. Those 4 being held back on purpose. We don't have money to open any more programs. Do I want to upgrade something? No, we want to hire people though. Ooh, I almost forgot. That would have been bad. All right, let's hire, because it's the last quarter, right? It's our last kick at the cat for this group. We got 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm not going to be upgrading this again this next year. So I could, if I wanted, just take these 3 and hold off to get, the other 3 being super geniuses. And in fact, I only need 2, right? Because we already had Marcus Trejo. But let's take a look and see if people are any good. Angel Estep, look at this, 57, 60, 57. Angel Estep, you're amazing. Let's take Angel Estep. We don't really need anybody else. Just looking at them, right? Like there's only 2 here that are, 80s and up. And they all have skills in the 40s. They're not that great. But Angel Estep is fantastic. So, okay, this is where, like I said, the more people you have, the harder it is to start keeping track of them. If we were to just hit hire recruits, now we got to sort through the list. When are they done training? When are they not? I'm going to actually assign, because there's only 4 of them particularly, I'm going to assign them now. So, actually, you know what? I'm not, because next season I'll be able to fill in the blanks and I'll know who's going where. So I'm not going to hire them. Change my mind. Deal with it. It's going to be trickier, but we'll make it work. Yeah, we've taken care of everything. These guys are idle on purpose. Let's end the season. Look at the reliability of that space plane. It's going through the roof. Rockets are coming up. Probes are coming up. They have opened Voshkod, another rocket. A boost to 212 prestige. Nice. Vehicle assembly building upgrade is in. Perfect. But look at this. Still no Sputnik 1. Huh? You see, once you can set them back and get them, on their hind quarters, the computer is screwed. He just can't keep up. Okay, so first thing we know we want to do is launch this mission. The second experimental space plane mission. We will assemble it now. Auto assign 99970. Perfect. We'll get our semi-decent astronaut in there. Launched. Good. Who's left idle? This guy. Parker Yoder, you want to go back for more propulsion training. We also need to hire 2 more, right? No, 1 more. We just need 1 more. But let's take a look what we have. We have a 95 who's not amazing, it's got to be said. And a 97 who's pretty good. We'll take the 97. The 95 is not great. Then we have a Nicholas Arrington. You're pretty good. You're pretty old too, though. We only needed 1, so I'm kind of glad I did hire those guys because we only got 1 guy who's really going to serve us well. Let me just make sure it is just 1 that I need. I'm looking for the people in basic training. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we just need the 1. Good. Hire. Where are you, you 97 genius bastard? There you are, Jesse Flowers. Hire recruits. He's going to join that list. Okay. Okay, good. Set center. Who do we have idle? New hires? Yes, they're all new hires. Okay. We need 2 human-rated rocket people. Gabriel and Aiden. Oof. Wyatt. No, I'm going to send Wyatt as one of them because he's not good at anything else. And then Gabriel will be the other one, because why not? All right, now we have even number of space probe. We have 4 space probe people. We have 4 crewed spacecraft people. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 people here. So ideally, I like to do 2 and 2. There's 1. You can do either one. You can do either one. So if these 2 do space probes, then the other 2 can do spacecraft, crewed spacecraft. Now the reason for this overlap is the more you advance, the more programs you're going to start having open. And the more programs you have open, the more you're going to need kind of this variety. And the variety is going to need to be manned spacecraft and space probes. And I find they're pretty much in even numbers, but when I get, like, let's say I have idle space probe researchers at 90% with no space probes to research, I just send them to increase their skill in crewed spacecraft and then build in flexibility that way. In any case, we got no idlers. We got a bunch of bucks though. We've scheduled a mission. So now we can go ahead and open the next rocket program, which is the Atlas Agena, right? Yeah. God, I don't like having these sitting there. I shouldn't have closed them. I immediately regret my decision. And of course my people are in training, but that's fine. The Atlas booster is ready to go. It's at 86.7%. What's the next one here? Atlas Centaur. We can't afford it, but we're ready to open it. It's a rocket though, not a human rated, and we have idle human rated rocket researchers. Again, isn't there another? Yeah, there's a Titan C here, right? 3C. So you want to do the Titan 2 before you do the Titan 3C. That's fine. There's no Titan 1 though, so we don't really have to. I don't think there's a Titan 1. No, there isn't. So we're good to go. Now this rocket doesn't really need any research, but yeah, I was tempted to pull them off and move them to the Atlas Agena, but that's fine. They can stay there for now. We will end up using this rocket a fair bit, so we might as well have people working on it. We have 1,800 bucks. Is it worthwhile opening another program? If we take a look, the spaceplane people are done, right? So if we did, it would be a manned, a crewed spacecraft thing. The next crewed spacecraft will be Mercury, and we can't afford to open it. It's going to cost 2,800 bucks. So we can't open a new project. We're just going to leave it as is. We'll end the current season. That I'm sure is maxed on research. This here is we're getting there. The Atlas booster is good to go. We'll launch this mission, skip to the outcome. Successful, another 600 prestige. There's only one left, one spaceplane mission left. Our astronauts out of basic training. Okay, good. Set center upgraded again. We can do another round of hiring there. Who's the idle astronaut? He is a new hire. Continuous training, 75% fitness. Now let's take a look. Astronauts in training with high leadership. Look at this. Wayne Holmes has now broken 80%. Perfect. Let's pull him out of training. Wayne Holmes is going to do the last flight test here. 9997. Perfect. Auto assign. Perfect. 615 bucks. Pretty cheap, because now you get a discount. We've already run the mission. We're just reusing the old plane, so you get a discount because you own it. You would see that if you go in here. It would show you a discount. Where would it be? Actually, it would be here, wouldn't it? No. Here? Where would it show us? I mean, it shows you the cost here, but somewhere it shows you why the cost is lower. Actually, I think it would be right back here, wouldn't it? Oh, there's no question mark there. Oh, well. I guess you just have to trust me that that's why it's cheaper. But there you go. So it's been scheduled, so the idlers can be assigned. Idlers here can be assigned. I'm sure that they've finally been removed from that. So we need to get them working on something. We want them working on researching our Project Mercury capsule. So let's go ahead, R&D the components, the capsule, crewed spacecraft, oh, I have 4 of them. I forgot I had 4. Again, there was a little bit of carryover, not a lot, but this will help give us carryover to Gemini and then to Apollo. So no idlers there. Angel, oh, this is our new round of hires. So let's just make a quick mental note here. The guy who's still in training is Jesse Flowers. And he's a super genius, so he can fill any role, but primarily we wanted to do one of the last 3. Spacecraft systems, crew and payloads, or mission operations. Those are the 3 that we need him to fill. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Now you're saying, wait a minute. Oh, I have too many idlers. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Jackson Arvelo is not a new hire. These 4 are the new hires. Plus the other guy, whose name I have forgotten already. But that's okay. Now, we don't need a flight director out of this crew, right? So we know that one of the last 3 has to be filled by that other weirdo, the other new hire. Do we have anyone below 80%? We do. Angel E-Step. So Angel, you are the one who needs to get a priority. You can do crew and payloads. And your backup can be, I don't care. Mission ops, it's higher. Barely, but it is. Angel E-Step. Okay. So you're taken care of. We need a propulsion guy. The only good propulsion one is Emmanuel Quick. Angel, what's your propulsion at? 43. You're actually the 2nd best propulsion guy by a lot. What about our basic training guy? Ooh, his propulsion actually is acceptable, and he's smart. So that will automatically be Jesse Flowers. I'm sorry, but you're going to be the backup propulsion guy. Just by sheer need. So Emmanuel Quick was the main propulsion guy. If you recall, he had 56% propulsion, right? All right, primary space trajectory and GNC could be either one of these 2 guys, Judah Wise or Clayton Wise. Okay, or I'm sorry, Clayton Olivas. Either one of those 2. So let's leave it blank and skip it for now. Spacecraft systems. We're going to give that to Judah Wise. And Judah Wise can do this as a backup, which leaves Clayton Olivas can do this one primarily. Ooh. I'm going to flip-flop these, actually. And you're going to see why. Judah Wise and Judah Wise. I'm flip-flopping them because what we're going to do is have Clayton Olivas do mission operations as his primary, which is 54, and then trajectory and GNC is backup. Clayton Olivas. That leaves Jesse Flowers having to do spacecraft systems as his primary, which we said one of these 3, right? So that's good. And now who does not have a backup assigned? Emmanuel Quick does not. Emmanuel Quick crew and payloads is almost 50%. It's his 2nd, 3rd highest, and that's perfect. I'm perfect with that. I think that's an excellent team assignment. I'm going to go with that. All right, so Emmanuel Quick is propulsion. Why did I send him for single training? Come back, Emmanuel Quick. Return to me. Oh, my dear, I'm so low. Okay, now you're not even in the list. Angel E-Step, crew and payloads. It's their primary skill. Will continue us up to 90%, right? Emmanuel Quick is propulsion. It's going to be continuous up to 90%. Judah Wise is trajectory and GNC. Continuous up to 90%. Close enough. Clayton Olivas is mission operations. Continuous up to 90%. So you can already see the value of the spreadsheet, right, in keeping track of everything. You may still disagree about, maybe you don't want that many propulsion. You can always do this in a different way. But I really think you're going to need, whether it's a piece of paper or a spreadsheet or something to keep track of this, you're really going to need something. You can't do it all in your head. It's not going to work. All right, back to complex. Let me just make sure that I have assigned everybody here that I wanted to. We've scheduled the mission too, right? We have, perfect. No idle. Can we hire here? We hadn't hired here yet this year. Perfect. 94, 95, 95, 93, 86. No, you're not good in any of this. No. Okay, so it's just going to be these guys. Good. You are not good, Martin Ramsey, but you're cheap and you're smart enough that we can make up for it. Fine. Xander, you're old. You're expensive, you're not all that bright. Like, he's smart, but he's not super genius smart. I'm not going to bother. As far as I'm concerned, it's not worth my money. All right, no more idlers. We've done our hiring. Have we hired astronauts? I don't think we have. Let's take a look at astronauts. 94. Ooh, 60. I like the 60. I don't like the age and the cost, though. 28's nice. 85. Larry Sanders doesn't look bad. I'm just sliding him over temporarily. It's not a guarantee I'm hiring him. Wow, 32, 29. Barbara Morgan. Look at her skills. 58 and 56. Wow. And she's cheap. You know what, Barbara Morgan? You're on the list. We're taking you. Now, I don't really need both of these. I really like Larry's age. And you know what? I'm going to take them both. You really only need 6 at this point. But getting that extra one's not going to hurt. And actually, we're already in the second budgetary review period, right? So we probably want to get going. Speaking of being in the budgetary review period, I completely forgot to check the time. All right, well, I apologize. This episode's going to get split in 2 because we're at the 52-minute mark already. Holy smokes. Time flies. I'm going to go till it's an hour, and then I'll cut it in half. So, yeah, just be aware that this episode and the last episode were all recorded at one chunk. We got 11 seasons left. We need to get another 4,000 prestige. Not really worried about it. The mission that we're going to run right now is going to net us 1350. So that will help propel us along that path as well. Let's end the season. Is this thing broke 80%? Not quite yet. Rocket's ready to go, though. And look at that. The Mercury capsule's getting up there as well. Nice. Launched the mission, 98% reliability. Successful, 1350. Achieved the goal. Okay. Anything? Nah, no real events. Oh. We got a budget increase at 12.5%. That's amazing. That is amazing. Due to recent successes. Cool. We have had a lot of recent successes. I agree. And look at that. We only need 3,000 more. Less than 3,000 prestige, and we're there. Holy smokes. Now, we've done everything in the X-15. We can close it. The Pioneer 2, what is it worth? 3,350. So look at that. All we have to do is launch the Pioneer 2. And we will have accomplished this budgetary review period as well, with multiple seasons to go. Is that going to be ready? Is that thing going to be ready to go? It will be. We could literally launch next season if we have a rocket that will fulfill its needs. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. Do we have a rocket that fulfills its needs? We do. The Thor Able, which is ready to go. We've actually moved beyond it, in fact. That is fantastic. Who's over here? Let's take a look. Bunch of rocket people. One has broke 90%. So it's time, I think, to open the next rocket program, which is the Atlas Centaur. Going to cost us, we can't afford to. Look at that. Wow. Can't afford to open the next rocket. Amazing. But that's okay. We also had some of these people graduate. Okay. I'm going to make a push here. We're going to assign all 4 of them to get this up as high as we can, and we're going to go ahead and schedule this mission. We're going to take a risk. We're going to push it. Select rocket, schedule a mission. 1 component's below 80%. Now, you might be like, wait a minute, what's going on? If you look at the R&D components, right? The rocket is already at 80.7, but the probe currently is at 76.5. It's at the end of the season when our research finishes, we'll break it up to 81. But that's okay because the research happens before the missions are launched. So this thing will be at over 80% before we launch. Of course, you can ignore that guy and just assemble anyway, but I usually try to listen to him. Look at that. We got 90s and everything and a nice high flight director. Don't you have to worry about reassigning people? That thing is ready to go. Mission launch. Excellent. That puts us in a position, though, where we're going to be ready for another mission right away. So what do we want to work on? Well, let's go back to our rockets here. We had, if you recall, for Earth orbiting stuff, 133 kilograms low Earth orbit. So does any of our open rockets do that? Yep, the Atlas booster will. So we can go ahead, and in fact, it will do anything except for the biosatellite. We can't do the biosatellite, or the Pegasus satellite, I'm sorry, because that thing weighs 9,000 kilos. So we could do either the biosatellite or the OFO. Either one of those will work for us. Good. So we can unlock either one of those. Do we have researchers for them, though, is the question, right? The answer is no. We have rocket researchers with nothing to do. The ones that are below 90, I missed the button. If you miss the button, it will sometimes open a menu anyway. Be careful, because you never know what training they're going to be assigned to when that happens. So I usually exit and just start over. His morale's at 80%. Let me just take a look. What does this list look like beyond that? We have a rocket. You know what? I'm going to send Jamie. It's diminishing returns, but he's really smart. He's still going to get us 3%. I'm going to send him for another rocket training course. It's a bit overkill, but it's fine. We have 2 astronauts available. They are both looking for leadership training above 90%. This guy's going to hit it after 1 cycle, so there's no point doing continuous training. I missed the box. There we go. Set continuous to 90%. There we go. And then we have these people. Could we launch the next one? Nope. Okay, so they're going to go for training as well. Alberto Ferro, your secondary was crew and payloads. Felix Whitson, your secondary is crew and payloads. Gregory Anderson, you are indeed a flight director. Your lowest is propulsion. Jesse Flowers is spacecraft systems. Okay, Louis Shelley, backup is mission operations. Marcus Trejo is a flight director. 6676, lowest is crew and payloads. And then Ricky Pierre is trajectory and GNC, his backup. Good. Excellent. No idlers. I don't think there's any hiring we can do, is there? Now I'm paranoid because I missed some. No hiring there. No, we've done all our hiring. Good. We can just end the season and continue on. There we go. Probe broke 80%. Rocket broke 90%. Mercury capsule broke 60%. We're doing good. Mission's going to launch. Successful. 3,350. Accomplished. Lunar orbiter. Mapping the surface of the moon. And a study of the structure of the moon. Done and done. There we go. Russia has finally launched their very first probe, the Korbel Sputnik 2. This is a perfect example of why you want to research things in order. They didn't, and look at how badly they were penalized for it. We have reached the maximum prestige for the second goal, the second budget review period, and they have just launched a single satellite, which they took a huge prestige hit because we have accomplished so many of these missions already. So, you know, you definitely don't want to be in Russia's shoes because they have 9 seasons left to get up to whatever their prestige goal is, but they've literally launched a single mission. So we are so far ahead of them, it's not even funny. Okay, as promised, it's been an hour, so I'm going to end this episode here, and I'm going to split it in half. I'll try to remind myself to leave a comment that it is being split in half so that there's no surprise. I'll try and leave some overlap, too, so that it's not completely confused. It's not like I end mid-sentence and then pick up mid-sentence the next one. So I'll try to kind of overlap at least 1 or 2 thoughts so that you can kind of follow it because I'm not uploading them all at once. You're going to see them come out. One's going to come out one day, and then the next day you'll get the next part. Yeah, but if you did find this video helpful, or if you're liking the series, please remember to leave a like on the video. I really would appreciate it. It really helps my channel out. If you want to find out when the next episode comes out, you can get that information either by subscribing or via my Twitter. If you wanted to get a hold of me, you can leave a comment below. You can make a comment on my channel page. You can get a hold of me on Twitter or on Google+. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.